If you're here to hear me speak about bullying, its effects on society, how bad it hurts, and all of the usual stuff we read on the internet, well, sorry to disappoint you. Today's episode includes all of the things we shouldn't be or do. Bullying, cyberbullying, abuse, harassment, body shaming, and rudeness. So welcome, it's Layla, and you're listening to the Experience podcast. I guess you already know what bullying or any of the other words I just mentioned are, but it won't hurt to explain them my way in only one single word: weakness. A strong person doesn't need to be a bully, a rude cyberbully, a harasser, a mean body shamer, or an abuser. He doesn't need to exercise his power on a powerless person to prove anything to himself or to anyone else, which proves my point. So, let's start by this and let's make it crystal clear. A disrespectful, rude, and mean behavior actually comes from a dark place inside of the person himself. It might be a place of insecurity, a low self-esteem, a lack of confidence, or an old heartbreak. A body shamer, for example, is a person who hates his body and feels the urgent need to distract himself by body shaming other people. Somehow, pointing at other bodies' flaws between brackets and making hate comments about the way they look, their belly fats, hip dips, love handles, how thin or fat, or tall or short they are, is actually his own way to forget about his own imperfections, take his anger out on you, and eventually feel better about himself. And it goes without saying that if the person is internally unstable and is not at peace with himself, he won't be able to be at peace with anybody else. So, if you are a bully or anything of the things I mentioned before, this should give you something to think about, and hopefully it will lead you to stop being what you are and stop doing whatever disrespectful behavior you're currently doing. Instead, focus on yourself and start solving your own issues. In fact, the act of mocking someone's physical appearance and imperfections is not funny, and contrary to what the media depicts, we shouldn't look all the same or be all the same size. Our differences are what make us special and outstanding. Each one of us is perfectly imperfect. We all have flaws and things we don't necessarily like about ourselves, and it's completely normal. So, unless someone asks for your opinion, mind your own body and your own business. I know life is not supposed to be easy, and not all people are supposed to be nice, but at least a person can try to be kind. But if you are already a kind person receiving the bad treatment, let me tell you this. Number 1, as an aware, wise person, you shouldn't take it personally when someone treats you with any sort of disrespect. First, because their rude behavior is a reflection of who they really are, and second, people's cruel words or rude comments on social media, for instance, don't and won't define you in any way possible. Remember that, because you'll need it one day. Number 2, don't choose to be a victim. I mean, I was bullied and body shamed by people in the past. I didn't care back then, I don't care now, and I won't care 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Maybe because I don't have any buttons people can push, or my victim mode is disabled by default, and yours should be the same. In a nutshell, you have only 2 choices. 1, understand what's really going on when people bully you or treat you disrespectfully. Get rid of the victim mindset, then ignore what they say because their words don't define you and because these people feed on reactions. And of course, learn to stand up for yourself when necessary and make sure to project courage and not fear. But if it goes too far, don't be ashamed to ask for help. The second choice you have is to choose to be a victim and cry your eyes out whenever someone bullies you or speaks ill of you, which will happen a lot. It's your choice. Do whatever makes you comfortable, and either ways, you should know that you will survive. In conclusion, be kind to your body and mind first, then be kind to people. Really, guys, I can't emphasize the importance of kindness enough. It really makes a difference in the world. Take care of yourselves and stay tuned for the next episode of the Experience Podcast.